What is up, guys? It's JuderzGaming here, back with another video, and today I'm doing a reaction video today, so I hope you guys like my channel, subscribe for more content, and also check out my friends on my YouTube channel too. And if you haven't seen my previous videos, please look up in the uploads down below. So what I'm saying is, if you haven't seen my previous videos, please look down in the downloads, or in the uploads down below. I say downloads. And also, please like, share, comment, and subscribe if you're new. And also, my goal is to get over 200 subscribers by this year on this channel. So that way, let's just keep up the good support. I thank you guys so much for the good support. I hope you guys like the shout out series also. And I hope you guys also like my reaction videos coming up. So, scary reaction videos coming up. I wrote it down and said that I was going to make a reaction video. So, now it's the time. Alright, so let's see, because I did say it though, and if you guys have any suggestions on my quality or my sound, please let me know, because I'm trying to get better for my quality. You see, these lights behind me, I adjust it so that way I can have enough light in, so that way you can see my face. If I can find my video. I'm trying to find the channel. The lunch lady. Alright, I'm going to do the reaction video to the lunch lady Creppy Pasta. It's by Creeps MC Pasta, and it has over 517 views. So I'm going to do a reaction video to the lunch lady. You remember, guys, if you say if you guys remember, if you guys are in elementary school, right? And like I was like in 3rd grade, and I just felt a kind of way about the lunch lady. Now it's like whatever, it's just a lunch lady serving lunches. But like when you're like in kindergarten, 1st, 2nd, 3rd, 4th grade, at least up to 3rd or 4th, and you start having like suggestions or like having thoughts, not suggestions. What I meant is that you start having like vibes on a lunch lady, like what is she serving us, or is she creepy and stuff like that. Some of them might look creepy, but sometimes they just there to do their job. So let's get to it. And if you guys like this video and like my quality, like my sound, don't remember to please leave a likes up. And if you guys want to see more of me, you can check out on my social media. It's going to be down in the description down below. Instagram, Facebook, YouTube Gaming, Xbox Live, Snapchat, and more. Just to let you guys know. So just stay tuned. The lunch lady. This will be good. 20 minutes, alright.
I was always afraid of the lunch lady when I was a kid. I don't know why. Maybe it was the toxic stench of her breath, or the dead look in her eyes, or the unkempt hairs dangling off her chin. No matter what the reason was, my palms grew sweaty and my heart pounded every time I passed her in the lunch line.
That's some good
editing. I never
editing.
felt quite at ease until I left the cafeteria, and even then, I was still worried I would catch sight of her in the hallway between classes. One day, I got into a fight with another kid named Jeremy, and we both received detention. It was his fault, really. I'd been passing him in the hall when he quickly stuck out his foot in front of mine and sent me sprawling to the ground.
I would have stolen him.
All my books flying through the air. Samantha, the girl I had a crush on, happened to be standing in the hallway when it happened, and she joined everyone else in laughing and pointing at me. My rage got the best of me, and Jeremy and I were soon throwing punches at each other. After the teachers broke up our fist fight, we were sent to the principal's office. Long story short, I would be spending my Saturday at school filling out worksheets instead of playing video games with my friends.
Detentions, that sucks. That's the worst day to have a detention as a kid. Saturdays is the best day. Fridays are alright though, but Saturdays is like, nah.
At 8 in the morning.
That's like the middle of the weekend.
I walked in and found my way to room 126, where detention was always held. Jeremy was already there, sitting at a desk, along with 2 other kids. One of them was Nick, the dumb ape who was the quarterback of our football team. The other was a quiet girl in classes. I found myself a seat at a comfortable distance from everyone else. No one spoke a word. The only sound in the room was the deafening ticking of the clock. I quickly grew bored after a few minutes, so I spun around in my chair and faced Jeremy. "Do you know who's running detention today?" "Kowalski, I think." "Mrs. Kowalski?" I repeated, gulping. But Jeremy didn't have to affirm it. Immediately, the all-too-familiar odor of her breath filled my nostrils, and the hair on the back of my neck stood straight up. I slowly turned around, and in walked the lunch lady, with a pile of worksheets under her arm. "Now you turds listen," she commanded in a thick accent. "I really didn't want to be here today, and I don't want any trouble. I'm going to pass out these worksheets, and you all aren't going to make a peep, understand?" We all nodded our heads. "Good. The first moment something goes wrong, one of you is going in the oven." Then she laughed heartedly and left us alone in the room. I shuddered as I tried to shake off the image of her hairy chin and her flabby arms. We all sat silently in the room for about 45 minutes, filling out our worksheets. The lunch lady still hadn't returned by that time, so we then took the risk of chatting quietly. "That lunch lady must be the ugliest living thing I've ever seen," Jeremy chuckled. "I bet she's so hairy, when you take off her pants, you can't tell whether she's a man or a woman," Nick replied, snorting. No one laughed. "She hasn't even come back once to check on us," Jeremy continued. "I bet she just went home as soon as she left the room. Come on, we should see if we can sneak out."
Bad idea.
He had just stood up from his desk when we all heard the sound of grinding metal and hissing steam coming from somewhere in the building. Everyone froze. I had easily recognized the sound. "That came from the cafeteria," I said. "Someone is starting up the ovens."
Well, lunch lady.
"Why the hell would someone turn on the ovens?" Nick asked. "It must be Kowalski," Jeremy said. "Maybe she got hungry. Maybe she's getting the ovens ready so she can cook one of us up." Whispered to us, "She's nowhere in sight. If we're quiet, I think we can make it to the front door without being noticed." "Let's do it," said Jeremy. He took the lead, and the rest of us followed. We slowly made our way through the building, staying close to the walls and listening closely for approaching footsteps. The noise of the kitchen equipment was still traveling through the halls. We finally reached the front doors. "Let's get out of here," Jeremy said. He pulled the door handle. The door wouldn't budge more than half an inch. He kept pulling on all the doors, but they were stuck.
He locked them in
"What the
there.
hell? It's
Sneaky.
chained," whispered Ashley. "Let me try." Nick stepped up and grabbed the door handle, wrenching it back and forth furiously until the noise filled the hallway. "You idiot!" I cried through clenched teeth, dragging the oaf away from the door. "What do you think you're doing?" We all paused in silence, listening to see if she was coming. Surely enough, after a few moments, we could faintly hear her footsteps coming down the hall. She was approaching swiftly. "Run!" I cried, and we all took off in different directions. Nick and the quiet girl headed left, while Jeremy and I went right. As we turned around the corner, we could hear Ashley scream and the lunch lady shout, "I've got you!" We didn't even bother to look back. "This way," Jeremy called to me. I followed him as he turned down a smaller hallway and then came to a classroom. "We can hide in here." We dashed inside the classroom and looked around frantically for hiding places. Jeremy dove under the teacher's desk, while I took my chances behind the cabinet in the corner. Then, we waited in silence. For a few minutes, we didn't hear anything but the pounding of our own hearts. Still, we thought it best to wait it out a little longer. After a little while, we heard someone coming down the hallway.
Sir?
At first, we could only hear a faint mumbling, too quiet to distinguish. We froze. The voice drew closer. "Jeremy? Adam? Guys, where are you? Jeremy?" Jeremy got up from under the desk and opened the door. "Nick, get in here." Nick hurried inside and Jeremy locked the door. Then we all crouched down behind the teacher's desk. "Guys, you won't believe it," Nick whispered, catching his breath. "I saw her get Ashley. She grabbed her by the arm and she tried to run, but then she hit her over the head with a wrench and was dragging her body down the hallway and..." "Keep it down," I hissed. "You said what?" "She knocked her out or killed her. I don't know, but she was dragging her body down the hallway towards the cafeteria, and the blood was all over the floor. And then I came to find you guys." "You're saying Kowalski hit the girl over the head and then dragged her to the cafeteria?" "That's exactly what happened. Nick bolted down the hallway. "Nick, what are you doing?" I shouted. I tried to run after him, but Jeremy held me back. "No, Adam, let him go. We need to leave, now." "What an idiot," I muttered as we dashed through the halls. Within a minute, we heard Nick give out a spine-tingling scream. I felt sick to my stomach. "Hurry!" shouted Jeremy. "We're almost there." We blitzed through the halls. I grew nauseous, and it was becoming hard to maintain my balance. The hallway started spinning in front of me. "Come on, we're almost there!" I pushed on, wanting to vomit with each step I took. Then we turned the corner, and there it was, the back entrance. "We made it!" cried Jeremy. "Let's get out of here!" We were going so fast, we nearly ran right into the doors. I was about to hurl. Jeremy pulled on the door handles. Oh God, no, no! They were chained.
She blocked
We were
it.
trapped. I collapsed on the floor, exhausted. "No, no, God, no!" Jeremy screamed as he continued to yank back and forth on the door handles. Meanwhile, I laid on the cold floor, looking down the hallway. The cool linoleum felt good against my burning cheeks. My stomach was still churning. And then, out of the corner of my eye, I saw a pair of black boots appear at the end of the hallway. I looked up. She had arrived. Jeremy was now wildly throwing himself against the door. The lunch lady slowly approached, step by step, yielding a bloody wrench in her hand. It was too late. It was all over. I closed my eyes as the lunch lady passed over me and brought down a wrench upon Jeremy's head. He cried out in pain. She hit him again. His blood spewed all over the walls and ran down to the floor. She kept hitting him over and over again. I vomited. Then, everything went black. I opened my eyes. The brightness of the fluorescent lights made it hard to see at first. After minutes, my eyes adjusted, and I saw that I was in the middle of the cafeteria. I looked down. I was tied to a chair. I squirmed for a few seconds, but the rope was strong, and I could hardly move at all. Sighing, I gave up and examined my surroundings. No one else was in sight. The chairs and tables were set out in the usual fashion. I could hear the kitchen equipment still running in the back. "Awake, eh?" a voice called out. I bent my head back and saw out of the corner of my eye that the lunch lady was preparing a meal in the open kitchen. "Give me another minute. Lunch is almost ready." I squirmed around a little more, but the ropes were as tight as ever. I then sat still, patiently waiting. After a minute or two, the lunch lady came out. She was carrying a plate covered with a napkin. "Did you have a nice nap?" she asked me with that disgusting accent. I remained silent. She set the plate on a nearby table. "You know, I could have killed you too, but out of the goodness of my heart, I decided to spare you. On top of that, I even cooked you a delicious meal." I remained silent. "So what? I get no thank you? Is that how I'm treated for feeding you? Is this how I'm repaid for sweating away in a hot, dirty kitchen all day?" She paused. "You know, I've worked this job for 19 years, and you turds are all the same. You come in line, you take your food, you walk away, and no thank you. You say, 'Ew, she's smelly and weird.' Forget that she cooks us delicious lunch. Well, that is over now. No more." I remained silent. The lunch lady came behind me and pushed my chair to the table, right where the plate sat. I did not want to see what was on the plate. She unbound my arms so that I could only move them from the elbow up. Then she set a fork on the table next to the plate. "I have made you a delicious lunch. You will eat now." She pulled off the napkin, and I gagged. I had to turn away. Sitting in the middle of the plate was an enormous sausage, surrounded by cooked fingers, toes, eyes, and ears. "You, eat," she commanded. No, I can't do it." I was growing sick again. "You eat or I hit," she said to me, holding up the wrench. I looked at the plate again, and I nearly vomited. I can't do it. I can't do it." She brought the wrench right down upon my head. I screamed in agony. "Eat," she commanded. I picked up the fork, my head pounding with pain. Tears ran down my face as I cut off a bit of the sausage and stuffed it in my mouth. I chewed it up and swallowed it down. "Good. Finish it all." I shook my head, sobbing. She brought down the wrench on my head again. I cried out in pain. I had swallowed down the last bite. She took the plate. "Very good. I'm glad you enjoyed it. Now that you have had your lunch, I will have mine." I looked upward as she raised the wrench in the air one last time, and I closed my eyes.
Alright, so I hope you guys like this video. Obviously, it's about the lunch lady. If you guys want more reaction videos, please let me know. Also, please like, share, comment, and subscribe. And my goal is to get over at least 200 subscribers by this year on this channel, but to get over like to get towards like 1,000 subscribers so far. So if you guys want to see more reaction videos on Mr. Nightmare, on Creepy Pastas, on arts, and on any animated stuff, please let me know. Please put it down in the description or in the comments down below. And also please email me. And if you guys want to see more, check me out on social media, by the way, also. And also, if you guys want to like be notified when I make a video and stuff like that, just turn on your notification button once you subscribe. So subscribe and then turn on your notification button, so that way you guys can be notified when I make videos, okay? So if you guys like it, please leave this video at least a big fat thumbs up, and like goals to get 25 likes, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Alright, see you guys next time, and peace out. And if you guys have any suggestions on what kind of videos that I should make, please let me know. And I'll see you guys next time. Alright, bye.